In this video, we'll explore the intersecting secants theorem. A secant is a line that intersects a circle at two distinct points. From an external point P, two secants intersect the circle at A, B and CD respectively. We then have PA times PC equals PB times PD. This is the intersecting secants theorem. Using similar triangles, we can easily prove this result. We can start by joining AD and BC. Since angles subtended by the same arc are equal, angle C equals angle D. Looking at triangles PAD and PBC, we already have one pair of equal angles. Since they also share angle P, the two triangles are similar. Therefore, the corresponding sides are proportional, giving us PA over PD equals PB over PC. A quick rearrangement gives us the required result, and that completes the proof. This theorem is a useful tool for solving geometry problems. Now, let's look at two examples and see how it can be applied. Let's look at this question. The given information is already marked on the diagram. Here we have two circles, and three secants are drawn from the external point C. The three given lengths and the unknown length all lie along the secants, so we should think of using the intersecting secants theorem. Let's first look at the positions of these three secants. CD and CF are secants to the left and right circles respectively, while CA is a secant to both circles. So we can apply the intersecting secants theorem to each circle separately. Since CA is shared by both circles, it acts as a bridge, linking CD and CF together. For the left circle, we have CE times CD equals CB times CA. For the right circle, we have CB times CA equals CG times CF. The common term in these two equations allows us to relate the two secants, CD and CF. Now we can substitute the given values into this equation to find CF and then find FG. That completes the question. We use the intersecting secants theorem twice to reach the solution. Now, let's look at another question. Here we have a triangle. AD and AC are both 4, AB is 6, and D is the midpoint of BC. We need to find the length of BC. There are several ways to solve this question using triangle properties. One straightforward approach is to draw a perpendicular from A to BC. Since triangle ACD is isosceles, its altitude bisects the base. We can let BD be x. Since D is the midpoint of BC, DE and EC are both half of x. Using the Pythagorean theorem in triangle ADE, we can get an equation. In triangle ABE, we can use the Pythagorean theorem to get another equation. Both equations contain AE squared, so we can eliminate it to form an equation in x and then solve for x. From this, we can find BC. The approach we just used is straightforward. Now, let's see how the intersecting secants theorem gives us a rather unexpected way to solve it. First, we need a circle to use the intersecting secants theorem. So where is our circle? Here, AC and AD are equal. By the definition of a circle, we can draw a circle centered at A with radius AC, which is also equal to AD. Therefore, both C and D must lie on this circle. Now, BC is a secant. We extend BA to the other side of the circle, creating another secant. This circle gives us some useful information. First, AF and AE are both radii, so they are both 4. Since AB is 6, BE is 2. Let BD be x again. Then CD is also x. By the intersecting secants theorem, BD times BC equals BE times BF. Now we can substitute the given values to get an equation in x. Once we solve for x, we can find BC. That completes the question. As we can see, the intersecting secants theorem gives us a simple way to solve it. The key is to first identify the auxiliary circle. You can check out the video linked above to learn more about how to find auxiliary circles. That's all for today. Hopefully, you now have a good understanding of the intersecting secants theorem and how to apply it. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.